Morning, everybody. Hope you're having a good morning. We're here to talk about ylang. So I looked it up, and the correct way to say it, there's actually two ways. You can say Ylang, or Ylang. So it helps me to visualize E's instead of Y's. That's how I remember how to say it. So this is a 15 milliliter bottle, and it is a very floral scent. It's sourced from Madagascar. It smells really good. It reminds me of jasmine almost, but my nose is not a connoisseur nose, so. It's steam distilled from the blossoms, and that makes it on the pricier side because the blossoms are delicate, and typically there is a time element that has to come into play when you're working with blossoms and making essential oils out of them, and that is the case for ylang. So the price on it is retail $49.33 and wholesale $37. So you get a good discount, a good amount of money off with your membership. Now this one is an unusual oil because of the chemical constituents. The main chemical constituents in it are germacrine, beta-caryophyllene, which we have talked about with other oils, and alpha-farnesene. So the germacrine and the alpha-farnesene we have not mentioned before. So that makes this an oil that is more specialized in use. You know, like citrus oils, if you don't have lemon, you can substitute wild orange or lime, and it's going to be pretty close. But this, not so much. So let's talk about its properties. It is an antidepressant, an antiseptic, an anti-spasmodic, a sedative. It is a hypotensive, meaning it can lower blood pressure, and it's an aphrodisiac. So the three main ways that you can use this, you can use it all three ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. And the only safety thing is that continued application topically on the same place may cause some skin irritation. So it would be wise to dilute with carrier oil to prevent that from happening. So I've learned a thing or two about ylang in my research. It was not always on the island of Madagascar. The French, when they had control of the island, brought the plant there. It's actually a flowering tree. And originally, the wild ones didn't have fragrance. So this fragrance comes from years of care of those trees. And so the French brought them there for the perfume industry. And a tree has to grow 3 or 4 years before the blossoms can be harvested. And I learned something about ylang oil itself. There are different grade profiles. Now, when we talk about the chemical constituents, that's the chemical profile. So there are different grade profiles of ylang oil that you can get. And these are the profiles that you can get. Now, not from doTERRA, but from out there. So you can get 1, 2, 3, extra, or complete. And doTERRA's oil is the complete. And the reason that they do that is to ensure that all the chemical compounds from the blossoms are included. So the way the other oils happen is when the blossoms are harvested and the oil is steam distilled before the blossom reaches maturity, is what I believe to be correct from what I understood. So, historically, on the island, ylang-ylang blossoms have been used to cover the bed of the newlyweds on their wedding night. It's also been used for skin treatments, soothing insect bites. Hi, Mom. Thank you for joining me. And lots of uses for hair preparations. It's reported to control split ends. I did not know that. It's also been used historically for treating colic, constipation, indigestion, stomach aches, regulating heartbeat, and regulating respiratory, your breathing. So the French historically have used it for anxiety, arterial hypertension, depression, diabetes, mental fatigue, frigidity, hair loss, hyperpnea. It reduces hyperpnea. I had to look that word up. That means not being able to control your breathing. It's rapid, or it's going to be the response of shock, fight and flight mechanism. So it helps with that. It helps with his insomnia, palpitations, and tachycardia. Other possible uses. Ylang-ylang may help with rapid breathing, balancing equilibrium, frustration, balancing heart function, impotence, infection, intestinal problems, sex drive problems, shock, and skin problems. And I wanted to read to you about the scientific studies. So it's been shown to be a calming, sedative type aroma, and in 2 different studies shown to increase levels of calmness, but at the same time, increasing levels of calmness also increases the mind's ability to be alert and attentive. So that's pretty cool. And then 2 studies on blood pressure. Aromatically, ylang-ylang can lower blood pressure, and topically, ylang-ylang has been found to lower blood pressure. And it was found in one study with bladder cells, suggesting that it may help alleviate an overactive bladder because of its relaxation capabilities. So pretty cool stuff with ylang-ylang. I got my bottle out for this demonstration and went, oh my, there's not much in there. And that wasn't on my to-get list for this month. So I hope it lasts. Somebody's been using the ylang-ylang. Let me switch to my other book. So for low libido, impotence, infertility, and hormone imbalance, that's a lot of things right there. You're going to apply topically to your abdomen, your pulse points. Take it sublingually under the tongue, or if you don't like it, under the tongue, put it in a capsule. For equilibrium and high blood pressure, you're going to apply to the back of the neck, across the forehead, behind the ears, and also inhale and take it sublingually or in a capsule. For irregular heartbeat and heart palpitations, you're going to apply to the bottoms of your feet, apply over your heart, and inhale from your hands. Excuse me. For adrenal fatigue, mental fatigue, or heart fatigue, also for apathy, you're going to apply directly on the affected areas and take it internally in a capsule. So if you're wanting to address adrenal fatigue, you're going to apply it on your back near the kidneys and the adrenal glands. For mental fatigue, on your head, and for heart fatigue, on your chest. For anxiety, frustration, stress, and fear, You're going to diffuse or inhale it from cupped hands. You can also apply it right there under your nose, or get those little personal inhalers is what they're called, but it's just a little plastic like wand, and it's got a cotton insert in there. You drip your oils on the cotton insert, and then you just hold it up next to your nose and inhale. I don't have any of those. I keep meaning to get some and I forget. So you're going to apply it under your nose and to the bottoms of your feet. For hair loss, you're going to massage it into your scalp to stimulate hair growth. And one thing that I read suggested mixing it with fractionated coconut oil for a deep treatment to help protect your hair against sun damage in the summertime. Hey, Julie, thank you for joining me. For colic and stomach ache, you're going to apply it diluted to the abdomen, or take it in a capsule or under your tongue. For oily skin, which I'm sure will work for oily hair too, you're going to apply it to the skin or take it in a capsule. And to help you move from feeling burdened to feeling exuberant, you're going to want to use a Ylang. So I hope that gives you all some good ideas about the uses and benefits of Ylang oil. And if you have a favorite use or question, please drop it in the comments, and I will check back later. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.